The realty report, which we've been doing for about 14 years, tells a very interesting story this time. We've seen that average prices have gone up by about 7 to 8% in the last 12 months, but at the same time, overall sales have come down for the year, as well as the number of projects launched by developers have also come down in the last 12 months. Now, this is an interesting sort of situation where sales are dropping but prices are also going up. The other interesting thing that we found is that the sales of flats, while have come down on an overall basis, the apartments which are under 1200 square feet have gone down, but the apartments which are above 1200 square feet, the sales have actually gone up. So what this indicates is where there is an affordability, the prices have moved up and the sales have moved up, and where affordability is impacted, the overall sales have gone down. Now we went one step further to understand what is actually going on here, because in fact even the interest rates have come down in the last few months, and what we realized is the culprit behind this is the what has happened to the average size of homes. So in the last 5 years, the average size of homes have gone up by 25%, and the average price has gone up by 45%. This combined effect of price and size is a 76% increase in the cost of a standard home. Now, when somebody buys a home and they want to buy a two bedroom, they don't say, I want to buy an 895 square foot two bedroom, right? They say, I want to buy a two bedroom. Now, you go to a location and you find that suddenly that two bedroom is now priced 20% higher. Why is it 20% higher? Because 10% went up because of the price, but 10% went up because of size. Now he can't afford the 20% increase. And that's what we are finding has led to something called sticker shock. And that sticker shock is causing people to slow down their purchase decision. And that's why up to the 1200 square feet sizing is where we have found that the overall sales numbers have dropped. And that, according to us, is where the concern lies. And looking forward, we expect that developers will recalibrate the sizes of new projects. Those sizes of apartments will come down. And as a result, affordability will come back to that as a market, right? Right now, people are complaining about the road connectivity and the traffic and the time it takes to commute there. We believe that the introduction of the metro will lead to reduction of the pressure on the roads, because a lot of people will then be able to use the metro to come into the city. This will lead to a complete decongestion of the roads, and that will have a very positive impact to all of Hinjewadi. The other aspect to keep in mind on Hinjewadi is the fact that Hinjewadi is the lowest priced micro market on all the metro lines anywhere. So the average price of the Hinjewadi micro market is lower than all other areas. So from an affordability point of view, it is the most affordable segment. As soon as the metro line comes in and gets going, we believe that this will have a positive impact to that Hinjewadi market. So if you're a new flat buyer, I'm going to suggest two things which you must look at doing. One is, please find out what percentage of the project has been sold out, or where is the money coming from to build the project. Because having cash flow to construct the project is the most important thing. If the market slows down and the developer runs out of capital to build the project, then customers get stuck with delayed deliveries, and sometimes the whole project comes to a standstill. So where is the cash coming to build the project? That is very legitimate question to ask. And if the project is 60% sold out or so, then you know that customer sales will come in, and RERA says that 70% of the money that comes from customers must go for the project. So there is an element of safety that comes from that. The second thing which is important to do is, please visit the project 2 or 3 times and see the construction activity. If you visit 4 or 5 projects a couple of times, you will get a sense of the buzz, you will get a sense of the activity on the site. If there is activity happening on the site and it is not a slow moving project, then you know that there's cash flow coming in, there's work going on, that activity is happening. And if you look at the first point, that there's enough money to complete the construction, then at least cash flow will not be a reason for you to get your project delayed.